Today I want to talk about J.E.F. That's J.E.F. Judgment, Expectations, and Fear. I have done this all my life. I've used this for 30 plus years of my life. And what happens is somebody, a stranger, complete stranger, walks up to me or starting to approach me, and within 15 seconds I notice what hair they have, what clothes they have on, if they have a smile or they have a frown, their body type, their body build, and I take all of that in and I make a judgment on them. And I create this schema. Then with that judgment, I put them in a box. I take that expectation that I have learned and I expect them to act within that box. So one of two things happens. Usually, the judgment and the expectations that I put into there, they follow within the procedure of, or at least my perceived procedure of what I expect them to do. And everything's great, and that reaffirms my judgment. That makes me feel like I'm a smart people reader, or I definitely know people well. Then everything works out fine for a while. Or, I reaffirm my stupidity. Second of all, the second thing that could happen is they actually come outside the box I put them in. And without them knowing, they don't know there's a box on there. They're just acting like they act. They're doing what they do, and they're being them. And they come out of that box, and internally I think, oh my gosh, they're outside the box. I either must have been wrong about my first initial judgment, and now I have to rejudge and reevaluate and reassess and go back to my, put new expectations on them. Or B, I'm wrong. Okay, so let's go back to the judgment and the expectations part, because I can't be wrong. I have newsflash for myself. I've always been wrong. If I start with the judgment, if I start with the J in the J.E.F., I am wrong. I box them up, and those scenarios happen. Now, with that judgment and expectation, that worry and fear creep into my life, not theirs. They don't even know what's going on. They just think you're an angry person or an upset person or a fearful person, whatever the case may be. However you're acting because of what has happened to you and what you expected, they're thinking you're pretty creepy about this point, and they react in a different way as well. So, Mountains Man, how do I combat this J.E.F.? Well, it's fairly simple to say. It's kind of harder to do. You have to force yourself to do it. But let me give an analogy. I'm out in the park. I see a butterfly. And I see that butterfly floating around, and it has beautiful colors, a beautiful pattern, and it's just flying everywhere and landing on different things, and I'm just enjoying the moment. Well, I haven't put a judgment on that butterfly. I don't expect him to fly to a certain flower. I don't expect him to land on a certain thing. I am just observing him. I'm just seeing his colors. I'm just seeing who he is and how he acts and enjoying the moment. The switching up from keep doing that to people now, you put up a kind of a glass barrier around you. It can be penetrated, it can be gotten through, but the most important thing is that you're watching, you're observing, and the actions of that butterfly or that person doesn't really affect you. You're just seeing what they're like. You're just observing them and enjoying the company if it's enjoyable. And if it's not, just get the negativity out of your life. The main point of this is keep your positive momentum going. Don't put judgment and expectation on fear and have fear come into your life and screw up you. The only person it hurts is you. And then when you become unstable and weird and cracked out, then it may affect all your other relationships. So the takeaway, the gold nugget, if you haven't had J.E.F. on right now, the gold nugget is learn to love people for who they are without the judgment, expectation, and fear, especially without the judgment, because expectation and fear can't happen after that. And you'll become a better person, and you'll see the world in a completely different light. It's my gold nugget for today, guys. Mountains Men out.